From the outside, a global superpower looks permanent. Its monuments are towering, its military is unmatched, and its currency dictates world trade. But history has a blueprint. Whether it is Rome, the Abbasid Caliphate, or the British Empire, civilization behaves less like stone and more like a biological organism. It is born, it grows, it peaks, it decays, and it dies. When a society begins to fall, its citizens rarely notice. They believe the systems around them are too massive to fail. They mistake the size of their institutions for stability. But beneath the surface, the structural pillars are already snapping. Historians and sociologists who study the macro patterns of human history have mapped this exact trajectory. It is an unbending sequence of human psychology and systemic strain. This is the anatomy of civilizational collapse. 7 distinct eras that every great power must pass through, with no historical exceptions. Stage 1. The outbreak of energy. Every empire starts with an explosion of collective will. This is the age of pioneers. Imagine a group of people who are desperate, disciplined, and deeply united by a singular, survivalist vision. They are usually situated on the periphery of an older, decaying superpower. They have no luxury, no massive bureaucracies, and no complex safety nets. What they do have is immense social cohesion. In this first stage, the society is lean and aggressive. Traits like courage, physical endurance, and absolute self-reliance are prized above all else. Decisions are made quickly because there is no massive state apparatus to slow them down. The laws are simple, brutal, and universally understood. During this era, the pioneer civilization looks outward. They see the wealth of older, stagnant civilizations, and they take it. Think of the early Roman Republic expanding across Italy, or the small tribes of the Arabian Peninsula, creating a vast caliphate within a single century. The defining characteristic of Stage 1 is that the individual is completely subservient to the collective survival of the group. There is no concept of entitlement. You produce, or you do not survive. This raw, unchanneled energy creates a series of rapid military and territorial victories. They conquer their neighbors, secure their borders, and establish the foundational geographic footprint of what will become an empire. But victory brings wealth, and wealth changes the psychology of the state. It is no longer just a collection of unified tribes or cities. It is an organized, multicultural superpower. The Roman legions march into Gaul and Greece. The British Navy begins to dominate the Atlantic. This stage is characterized by immense pride and optimism. The citizens can see the physical evidence of their supremacy growing every year. New provinces mean new resources, new flows of slave labor or cheap migrant labor, and vast influxes of raw materials. The economy booms because the empire is constantly absorbing fresh assets. The wealth is real, backed by gold, grain, and land. The architecture of this era is functional but grand: aqueducts, fortress walls, and supply depots. The state is still run by practical men, generals, engineers, and administrators who understand logistics and the harsh realities of maintaining power. The empire feels completely invincible, but the very act of conquering vast spaces creates a massive problem. It requires an equally massive apparatus to govern it. Stage 3. The golden age of commercial wealth. The fruits of conquest ripen, ushering in the age of affluence. This is what most history books refer to as the Golden Age. The military campaigns slow down because the empire has reached its natural geographic limits: oceans, deserts, or impenetrable mountain ranges. The borders are quiet. Trade flourishes on an unprecedented scale. The capital city becomes the economic center of the known world. Merchants, bankers, and financiers replace the generals and pioneers as the most influential figures in society. The raw, gritty discipline of Stage 1 is fully replaced by sophisticated commerce. During this era, money becomes the ultimate metric of status. In the earlier stages, honor was found in military service or civil duty. Now honor is bought. The wealth of the nation shifts from tangible goods, like agricultural land and iron mines, to financial instruments, credit, and speculation. The cities are transformed. The functional stone buildings of Stage 2 are covered in marble and gold. Massive theaters, public baths, and luxury estates are constructed. The citizens enjoy a standard of living that their ancestors could not have dreamed of. Exotic foods, imported silks, and global entertainment are available to the masses. The empire believes it has solved the human condition. It has achieved total dominance, immense wealth, and peace. But this wealth is not distributed evenly, and more importantly, it introduces a highly toxic psychological shift, the transition from duty to entitlement. Stage 4. The triumph of intellect. As the wealth stabilizes, physical labor and military service become low-status occupations. The empire enters the age of intellect. The ruling class no longer consists of rugged builders or pragmatic traders. It is now dominated by academics, lawyers, philosophers, and career bureaucrats. This is the era of massive educational institutions, endless public debates, and highly complex legal frameworks. On the surface, Stage 4 looks like the pinnacle of human